What happens when life doesn't just change overnight but doubles? Imagine stepping into a world where every cry echoes twice, every sleepless night stretches longer, and every moment of joy feels magnified beyond measure. For parents of twins, chaos isn't just a phase, it's the starting point. But hidden within that overwhelming storm is something powerful: transformation. This is not just a story about exhaustion or survival. It's about evolution. It's about how ordinary people are pushed to their limits and discover strength they never knew they had. From confusion to confidence, from fear to flow, the journey of raising twins reshapes everything. And if you look closely, within the noise, the mess, and the unpredictability, you'll find something extraordinary quietly unfolding: control, resilience, and a new version of yourself. Becoming parents of twins is like being dropped into a fast-moving current without knowing how to swim, yet somehow learning to float, paddle, and eventually glide with the rhythm of the water. In the beginning, everything feels overwhelming to babies: two needs, two rhythms that rarely align. But over time, something incredible happens. You adapt, you grow, you transform. This video explores that journey: how chaos slowly turns into structure, how doubt evolves into confidence, and how parents of twins learn not just to cope, but to thrive. If you're on this path, or about to begin it, this story is for you. And if you want more real, inspiring content like this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join a community that understands your journey. In the beginning, everything feels like too much. The arrival of twins doesn't simply double responsibility, it multiplies the intensity of every experience. Sleep becomes fragmented, feeding schedules blur into each other, and the once familiar rhythm of life dissolves into a constant state of urgency. There is no gradual adjustment period, no gentle introduction into parenthood. Instead, there is an immediate immersion into a world that demands everything at once. The emotional weight is just as heavy as the physical exhaustion, creating a sense of being stretched thin in every possible direction. Yet, within this overwhelming beginning, something subtle starts to take root: a quiet determination to keep going, even when it feels impossible. As days turn into weeks, patterns begin to emerge. Though they are fragile and inconsistent at first, parents start noticing small cues, subtle differences between the twins, tiny signals that help distinguish one need from another. This awareness becomes a lifeline, a way to regain some sense of control in an otherwise chaotic environment. It is not perfection that brings relief, but progress. The realization that understanding can grow, that confusion can slowly give way to clarity, creates a shift in perspective. What once felt unpredictable begins to show glimpses of structure, even if only for brief moments. The physical exhaustion remains relentless during these early months, but something changes in how it is perceived. Instead of feeling like an endless burden, it becomes part of a larger process, a necessary phase in the journey of adaptation. Parents begin to accept that tiredness is not a failure, but a sign of effort, of commitment, of showing up despite the odds. This shift in mindset is subtle yet powerful, transforming the experience from one of constant struggle to one of quiet endurance. It is here that resilience begins to form, not as a sudden breakthrough, but as a gradual strengthening over time. Emotional resilience develops alongside physical endurance, creating a deeper capacity to handle stress and uncertainty. The initial feelings of doubt and inadequacy slowly begin to fade, replaced by a growing sense of competence. Each small victory, whether it is managing a feeding routine or soothing both babies at once, reinforces the belief that adaptation is possible. Confidence does not appear all at once. It builds piece by piece, shaped by experience and reinforced through repetition. This transformation is not always visible from the outside, but internally, it marks a significant turning point. As routines begin to solidify, even in their simplest forms, a sense of stability starts to take hold. Feeding times, sleep schedules, and daily activities begin to align more predictably, reducing the constant need for improvisation. This structure does not eliminate challenges, but it creates a framework within which they can be managed more effectively. The chaos does not disappear, but it becomes organized, contained within a system that parents have actively created. This shift from reaction to intention marks a critical stage in the journey from chaos to control. With structure comes efficiency, and with efficiency comes relief. Parents learn to anticipate needs rather than simply respond to them, creating a smoother flow throughout the day. This anticipation reduces stress, allowing for moments of calm to emerge between the demands of caregiving. These moments, though brief, become incredibly valuable, offering opportunities to recharge and reflect. It is within these pauses that parents begin to recognize how far they have come, how much they have grown since those overwhelming early days. The bond between parents and their twins also deepens during this period, evolving from a sense of responsibility into a profound emotional connection. Each interaction, each shared moment, strengthens this bond, creating a sense of purpose that transcends the challenges. The exhaustion remains, but it is now accompanied by a sense of meaning that makes it more bearable. This emotional connection becomes a source of strength, providing motivation to continue adapting and improving. As the months progress, flexibility becomes just as important as structure. Parents learn that while routines are helpful, they must also be adaptable to changing needs and unexpected situations. This balance between consistency and flexibility is key to maintaining control without becoming rigid. It allows parents to respond effectively to new challenges while preserving the stability they have worked so hard to build. This adaptability is a hallmark of growth, reflecting a deeper understanding of both the children and themselves. The sense of isolation that often accompanies the early months begins to fade as confidence grows. Parents feel more capable of engaging with the outside world, whether through social interactions, outings, or simply stepping beyond the confines of their immediate environment. This reintroduction to the world brings a renewed sense of identity, reminding them that they are more than just caregivers. They are individuals who have evolved through experience, gaining strength and insight along the way. Support systems, whether from family, friends, or communities, become increasingly important as parents navigate this journey. Learning to accept help is a significant step, requiring a shift from independence to collaboration. This support not only alleviates some of the physical burden but also provides emotional reassurance, reinforcing the idea that they are not alone in this experience. The willingness to lean on others becomes a strength rather than a weakness, contributing to overall resilience. The twins themselves begin to develop more distinct personalities, making interactions more engaging and rewarding. This individuality adds a new dimension to parenting, transforming it from a purely logistical challenge into a dynamic and evolving relationship. Parents learn to appreciate these differences, adapting their approach to meet the unique needs of each child. This deeper level of understanding enhances the sense of connection and fulfillment. As confidence continues to grow, decision-making becomes more intuitive. Parents no longer second-guess every action, instead relying on their accumulated experience to guide them. This intuition is not innate. It is developed through countless moments of trial and error, learning, and adjustment. It represents a significant milestone in the journey, signaling a transition from uncertainty to self-assurance. The concept of control also evolves during this time, shifting from an attempt to manage every detail to a more balanced approach that embraces unpredictability. Parents learn that true control does not mean eliminating chaos, but rather navigating it effectively. This realization reduces stress, allowing them to approach challenges with a calmer, more composed mindset. It is a shift that transforms the entire experience of parenting twins. Moments of joy become more frequent and more noticeable as the intensity of the early months begins to ease. Laughter, smiles, and shared experiences create a sense of fulfillment that outweighs the difficulties. These moments serve as reminders of why the journey, despite its challenges, is worthwhile. They provide emotional reinforcement, strengthening the resolve to continue adapting and growing. Reflection plays an important role in this stage, allowing parents to recognize their progress and appreciate their achievements. Looking back at the early days, the contrast is striking, highlighting just how much has changed. This awareness fosters a sense of pride and accomplishment, reinforcing the belief that they are capable of handling whatever comes next. It also provides perspective, helping them navigate future challenges with greater confidence. The journey from chaos to control is not linear, nor is it ever truly complete. There will always be new challenges, new phases, and new adjustments to make. However, the foundation that has been built through months of adaptation provides a strong base from which to face these changes. Parents are no longer overwhelmed beginners. They are experienced navigators, capable of steering through uncertainty with resilience and skill. Ultimately, the experience of raising twins transforms not only the structure of daily life but also the identity of the parents themselves. They emerge from the early chaos stronger, more adaptable and more self-aware. What once seemed impossible becomes manageable, and what once felt overwhelming becomes a source of growth. This transformation is the true essence of the journey, a testament to the power of adaptation, perseverance, and the human capacity to evolve. The journey of parents of twins is not defined by perfection, but by transformation. It begins in chaos, where every moment feels uncertain, and slowly unfolds into something structured, meaningful, and deeply empowering. Along the way, strength is built in silence, resilience grows through repetition, and confidence emerges from experience. What once felt overwhelming becomes a story of growth, adaptation, and quiet victory. And perhaps the most powerful realization is this: control was never about mastering every situation, but about learning to move with it. In the end, raising twins doesn't just change your life, it changes you. And in that transformation, there is something truly extraordinary.